Today we're going to do 8 cottage style Christmas DIYs for Christmas in July. We're starting with yarn trees using these forms from Hobby Lobby and Dollar Tree and some coordinating yarn that I purchased also from Hobby Lobby. So I'm going to find the seam on this right here, and I'm going to start at the back here where this seam is. So this will be the back of my piece, and then this will be the front. I'm going to use my tacky glue to adhere the yarn because I have used hot glue before and I haven't really been happy with the results. Another thing that you can do if you don't want to purchase these forms, I think these forms are going to make it easier, but if you don't want to purchase these forms, you can make some cardboard cones, and out of the poster board from the dollar store, and I have done that before. And I can show that to you. I'm just going to start right here. Going a little bit over there, so I want to make sure it's on the very end of this cone piece here. You just want to make sure you get that at the very end so that you're not seeing the green. Okay, there we go, and that's on the very end. And then we should be able to wrap some of this around without gluing every bit of it down. Oh, I'm just gonna do this little part right here on the very end. Layer, and then we're just going to go up to the next layer here, and we're going to put it as close to that as we can. And then I'm going to secure it again right here. So we're bringing the pieces down as close together as we can, because we don't want to see the green in between. And then what I'm doing is I'm putting a dab of the glue on the back here, so you don't really have to glue it all the way around. Once you get your first row started, you can kind of just maneuver the yarn around the cone like that, right? This is really thin yarn, so you have to be real careful that you're getting it real close together here. Just crunch some of that down a little bit together, just like that. And now I'm not even putting a bead of glue down. I'm just gonna kind of start wrapping. And every once in a while I have to kind of stop and I'm trying as well as I can to get it real close together, but every once in a while I kind of have to stop and kind of push it down and smush it all together there. Okay, when I get to the middle here, I'm just gonna put some glue down there to kind of secure it as we get to the middle. And then here, so we're getting to the end. We want to wrap it carefully, and then we're going to just kind of do like a curly Q there on the end. here's how it's looking when you're done with it. And we have a couple more to go. Now I might put something along the bottom here. I'm not sure yet. We'll see when I get the other two put together. So I'm going to take the medium-sized one here, and I'm gonna put this yarn on this one. Okay, this one I'm going to paint the form first because I'm gonna paint it white, because this is kind of, I mean, I don't know how much it's gonna take, but I think you're gonna be seeing the green through this more than you would the other one, the other yarn. So I'm gonna paint this first, and then we'll put the yarn on it. And I'm just gonna use my trusty chalk paint and plaster. So after painting this white, which I still think is okay, I actually remembered that I have some gray color that would actually match the yarn better. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint this over the white. Okay, while we're waiting for that to dry and to repaint, we're gonna go ahead and do the largest one here. And the largest one, I'm using this kind of rope, interesting kind of rope design. This is from Hobby Lobby, and this one is a little bit more expensive, so I would wait till it goes on sale definitely to buy this. Because this is a larger weave and it's wider, I am gonna use my glue gun, my hot glue gun. And then this shouldn't have any trouble wrapping, and we shouldn't see any of the green because of how wide it is. All right, so I'm gonna again find my seam, and I'm gonna use that as the back to get started here. And you can see it's a little bit easier with the wider roping. And then we're just gonna kind of overlap it a little bit right here. And then just kind of form it into place there. All right, here we go. Every now and again I would go back in and secure it with glue. I find it's easier to just turn it like this, and then you can be a little more sure that you're getting, that you're not getting in between here, that you're not having gaps in here. All done. So we're going to go ahead and start adding our yarn to it. Okay, we're starting at the back like we did before with our seam there. So we're starting there. I'm just spreading it with the popsicle stick there, and then I'm just gonna kind of make sure that's all glue down there like it should be. Wipe my hands off here. And then we'll just start putting the rest of it all around. So I'm actually kind of going back over it because of the way this is. So I'm doing one kind of over it here, and then I'm kind of going back in through the middle there, like that. So that kind of fills it in better. And I think that that's gonna work. So far this one seems to be like the easiest because you don't really necessarily have to follow the pattern exactly because of it being so fluffy like that. Each of these I've done just a little bit different as I've been making them, seeming to go a little bit easier. Each time I do one, I think of a different way of doing this. And then now we're going to put our tops on them. All right, so I'm just going to take these stars that I purchased and a couple of toothpicks and some glue here, and we're just going to stick the toothpicks into the top, and then we're going to stick the star to that. I'm just going to reposition it on the back here, and then I'm just going to kind of go over this one because this one is not wanting to stick. Now you could use hot glue with this. I'm trying to stay away from the hot glue because of the fabric. The yarn, I don't really want to put those two things together because it gets really messy. But I'm just putting a little more on the back to get that to stick better on this larger one here. Okay, our next DIY we're going to work on is this tag. It's actually an Easter Hello Spring tag. We're going to make it Christmas on the back. Just sand some of that sticky stuff off the back of it. Okay. And we're going to use our trusty chalk paint in plaster, trusty plaster paint, and we're going to kind of spread that on. And then we're going to kind of just maybe leave it a little bit rough there on the edges, like a dry brushing. actually going to just wipe that off a little bit because I don't really want it on the edges there. Alright, I think this is kind of the look I'm going for here. I'm just kind of spreading it out to the outer edges there. And then I do want it to have kind of a rough look to it, so alright, and then I'm just going to take a tinier brush here, a real smaller one here. Alright, I'm just taking this tinier one to get in and around here, since I didn't take this off. Okay, so I've cut up these pieces of burlap from the Dollar Tree. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, I think I'm going to hot glue this down, actually. For my purpose, yeah, I am definitely using the hot glue here. Where do I want this? Here, do I want it here, and then here, and then here. I think I will separate these a little bit. Alright, so you can see that I'm just altering the pattern here, and I've cut these in successively smaller pieces so that it will resemble a Christmas tree form. Alright, so I'm taking some ticking fabric that I have on hand and I'm just freehanding a star here, cutting that out and sticking that on top for the top of my little ribbon Christmas tree. Alright, I kind of talked through the other ones as I did them, but I did not do that with this one, so we're going to do voiceover. This is a little piece that I purchased from the Target dollar spot, and it did have a plastic like winter scene on the back that I took off of it. And you can see here I have a wide piece of burlap, and I'm just going to hot glue that on. And I cut it to size, and we're just going to get all of that glued on back here, and then you're going to see once this is on here and it's down there, you want to make sure it's secure so that it stays in place, and it's going to make a nice background. So I'm going to cut around it after I get it on here. So I'm going to get it glued down first, and then I'll be trimming it around the edges. Using the end of a paint brush there to get it secured in place. I did have a little trouble with this burlap. I'm just really trying to make sure that it's secured properly. And then just trim around that so that it fits the top. Trim away any excess. And there, you see that makes a nice background. A little more of a cottage style DIY. So I just took a box, a cardboard box, and I cut a circle and then I cut a hole in the circle, and now I'm taking these stars again. Again, I purchased these off of Amazon, and I'm just gonna take these and I'm gonna hot glue them all around, and I'm gonna make a star wreath. So we're gonna use varying sizes to give it a little dimension and interest, and we're gonna hot glue these all around. So I hope this isn't too slow for you, but I'm trying to go at a pace so I can really show you how I put the patterns together here. All right, we're gonna bring our window pane back in here. We're gonna stick our star wreath right in the middle. Just take our hot glue gun and we're gonna put glue all across that middle part there. Well, actually not across the whole middle part, just the sides where the cereal box is. And then that's gonna secure our wreath into place. Now I have some various pieces of flour sack and ribbon. This is a little hack I do with the ribbon. I cut it in strips if it's a wider piece. I just want to make it smaller. I also have some lace there. I'm going to tie it with a little twine and trim that off. And then I'm going to just take that and I'm going to glue it right underneath that wreath. And it looks like a nice little ribbon just hanging down from the wreath there. This next DIY, we have cut up a lot of different styles of ribbon here. So I have all of my ribbon here and I cut it in a long strip and then I cut them in half. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of the same pattern that I'm going to do. So I've got it laid out just how I want to do it. And one over here, and then we'll go ahead and make a messy bow. It's really easy to do. It's not too hard. And then I'll show you what I'm going to do with it after I make it. Okay, so I hope we can see, yeah, you can see that there, like that. And then we're just going to go like in different patterns here. Actually, more like that. And then like that. And then like that. And then I think we'll go the opposite, like that. that. Okay, and then we're gonna do that. And you see how we're kind of layering it differently in different spots. Okay, and then I'm gonna go this. Wait a minute, do I want to do it like that? I want to go like that. And then, yeah, I'm actually layering the way I'm doing it. I'm not doing it. I was going to do it in order, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing it in order. Okay, so I think that's going to be good for that. All right, and then I'm going to take some burlap here, and we're going to just tie it all together in the middle here. Go like that, and then we're going to flip it over, and we're going to tie it tight. I'm going to tie it tight. Okay, so you see how our bow kind of ends up looking, and then we're just gonna fluff it out some. If you haven't watched these videos before and this is the first time you're seeing it, you know, but for some of you, you've probably seen these before, and this is old hat to you. Not sure where you're at on that spectrum today, but just kind of showing you how I make that messy bow. Okay, so then I have my, this is my wreath form. This is a wreath form, where is this from? Is this from the Dollar Tree? I believe it is. And then this is my yarn that I got from Hobby Lobby, that you saw me make my trees with. All right, so I'm gonna take my ribbon and I'm gonna attach it. So I'm just gonna turn it over, and I left my burlap long enough there so that I could tie it in the back, and I think I'm gonna just slide it underneath. I'm gonna slide it underneath my my yarn there to just kind of give it an extra, like, extra layer of security there with it. Okay, I'm gonna double knot this. Now I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna hang it, and I'm gonna see how I like it, and I may be putting some tails on it, so we'll see. Okay, this is the same concept. Basically, we're making another messy bow. We're just kind of putting these right on top of each other, though, as you can see, as we're layering them, tying it in the middle also, just like we did the other one. And then I'm just gonna loop it through the other one there where I have the other one tied, and I'm gonna tie it underneath. And that's gonna give us the tail that we need, and that's gonna give us a lot more fullness on this Christmas wreath here. Okay, I have one of these little clip frames from the Dollar Tree, and I have some music note paper, and I'm just cutting that so that it will stick right on that clip there. And then I just had the idea to take some ribbon, trim it off there, and then we're just gonna take our tacky glue, and we're gonna take the ribbon, and we're just gonna kind of fold it. So I'm folding it under and gluing it down, and then I'm just taking it and folding it back the other way. And each line I fold it, I just make it a little bit longer than the last one. And of course, you can probably guess I am making another Christmas tree. So this is like, I mean, I don't know, this would cost you, like, I don't know, if you had to buy everything
maybe $3. Maybe $3 if you have things on hand already, maybe just one to get the little frame. I had all of this on hand, so you just put this together and made a cute little Christmas tree decoration in a cottage style for Christmas time. All right, real quick, I have one last tree for you here. I picked up another form from the Dollar Tree, wrapped it with the larger yarn. I stuck that little knob that I bought at Michael's earlier in the year, if you saw my shop with me. I stuck that into the bottom for a base. I used a little bit more of the jute here to wrap it around the tree and to hot glue it into place. And then I got the idea to go ahead and take one of those little wooden rosettes that I got from the Dollar Tree. I actually got these rosettes after, so I decided that I wanted to use this on top of this tree because I thought it would be really pretty. And we're just going to plop that right on top after gluing it. I think that makes a really nice topper for this little tree. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and insert our little knob back in there, and that will be our base. And I think that makes just a nice little tree decoration. I hope you've enjoyed this Christmas in July video today. If you have, here is another video for you that you might like to check out if you're interested. I want to thank you so much for watching today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like my videos and you'd like to see more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.